So today I'm going to explain to you the process that's made me 2 million before I even turned 21 and the simplified version of it that you can implement for yourself and literally copy paste my process to use it for yourself to make your own millions, or at least, get up to your first 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month, those types of numbers, right? Because obviously times have changed, but the process I used to use, right, is still the exact same, and I still use it today, but just with a twisted version, okay? And there's some subtracted elements that if you implement that for yourself, it's going to be much easier, okay? So to clarify right off the bat, my very first company was when I was 18 years old. I started a social media marketing agency, really because I was in high school, right? And I was like a party boy, this, that, having a bunch of fun, as we all know. But I was like, okay, I need to actually do something so my long-term future is going to be, settled. I was a kickboxer before that for a little bit, but I quit that because of injuries, and that's basically how I got into business. Now, from that point, okay, I started looking at various ways to create an online income. That's probably how you got on this video as well. So I want to give you a broad perspective of what this process is and how this might be the best option for you to create a substantial income online. And look, this video is just going to be a raw video. Like, I'm not going to throw any crazy edits in it, etc., because I want to really just give you a bland truth here. And I think that if you'll stay with this vid for about 20 minutes or so, right, you'll actually get a lot out of it, okay? I pretty much promise, because I'm not going to hold anything back here. So, very quick context. I started a marketing agency because I saw guys like, for example, Ty Lopez back in the day, right, preaching that. So I started that. I dropped out of high school. I basically had a little sales job on the side and started this marketing agency. And within about 3 to 4 months, obviously I scaled that up to 3 to 4K. Actually, yeah, funnily enough, to 3 to 4K, 4K a month in profit, right? And then I moved to Bali, and then I scaled it up to like 15, 20 grand a month. And at that point, I started this business model that ultimately made me, around about 2 million, right, from that age of 18 to 21. Okay, and that business model was selling a program, right, coaching on how to actually start and grow a marketing agency. Okay, I was at that point also myself doing about 20 grand a month, right, and then I started doing some consulting deals that were bigger, right, so we did some 15K deals, etc., which is more consulting, not as much agency, but it's still very similar stuff, right, funnel builds for other info businesses, etc. And so what I did from there was, the first thing I did is I started documenting my kind of journey, right, on YouTube, right, in simple YouTube videos just like this. It's not going to be on this channel because I did it in my native language of Dutch, right, Netherlands language. You may or may not hear a little bit of an accent still. I hope not at this stage. So anyhow, I started documenting my journey already right off the bat, right. My very first YouTube video was actually, hey, I'm this 18-year-old high school dropout, and I'm going to try to start this business, and this is going to be my journey, kind of like that, right? And so I started documenting these journeys, and I started just sharing my story, etc. And that was building an audience. It wasn't huge, right? But it was building an audience, and these people are actually starting to ask me for, help, and wanted to do that themselves. And so from that point onwards, I started to, help these people and coach these people a little bit, and then I started to charge for it, and that's how that unfolded. Now, from there on, what I did was, obviously I had that coaching program, and I was already making money with that, right? And I put a course together, etc. And then I started to run little ads on Instagram to my Instagram, right? And I started to also run YouTube ads that were guided towards my YouTube, right? So I had a YouTube channel, and then I was running little YouTube ads, right, to my YouTube channel to grow it more rapidly, because I didn't want to only count on the algorithm pushing my stuff out. So when I started doing that, I actually grew with only the coaching business, so separate from the agency. With the coaching business, I grew that from, maybe 5K a month or something like that. I grew it instantly, pretty much to like 30K a month. It was a very easy process, and it was very doable, right? And people really loved that. And from there on, what I started to figure out is like, okay, now I'm having this process where obviously I'm running ads, but then I'm running them to my social media. And then those people are getting nurtured by watching my videos, right? That type of stuff. And then from there on, they're going to click the link in the description, etc. And they're going to, purchase my thing or book a call or whatever, right? So that was my process. And from there on, right, I started learning more also from mentors in America, etc., about direct response marketing. Now, direct response marketing, right, is more so that, most of the time, more so entails that you're going straight to a sale, okay? So that just means that, what got me to my first 30 grand a month was most likely not going to get me to, 150 grand a month, which I got to with the direct response marketing afterwards. So I began this process of basically learning about webinars and how to do that stuff and how to basically sell a program at the end of a webinar, get people into the webinar using ads, right? Instead of sending them to my YouTube channel, which was considerably easier. And then from there on, I started that process, right? So I started to build out this funnel, do a webinar, etc., and record the webinar. And then basically send these people from YouTube ads, mostly also Facebook ads, but I was heavy on YouTube ads. And I was sending these people from YouTube ads to my webinar, and in the webinar I pitched them a 1K product, okay? Now, I remember before my 20th birthday, somewhere there, I started hitting my first 100 grand, per month, right? And that's actual profit, right? It was like 150 in revenue and then 100 grand in profit, and then I grew it more afterwards, okay? So the way that I did was very simple. I got a cost per purchase, right? So I spend money on ads, and then those people watch the webinar, and then I basically had like, 5 euros cost per lead, and then, what was it? Maybe 10 euros cost per person that attended, 15 euros cost per person, or 20 euros cost per person to actually see the end of the webinar, right? And then the cost per sale ended up being like 200 euros or something like that, maybe 300 euros, right? And so my price of the program was $1,000, 1,000 euros actually. And at that time, I was running that thing like a motherfucker, right? I was just hitting that thing home as hard as I could, and I was scaling that hard as hell. Now, in my native country of the Netherlands, I'm quite well known, I would say, because my ads, everybody in the whole country would see multiple times a day, because I was spending, 3 grand a day in a very small country. And so that is a very funny situation, because you basically become a celebrity like that, because people will start recognizing you very fast because of these ads, right? And then later on, obviously, TikTok and stuff like that. And I actually got a documentary show that I starred in, basically, which was on essentially the Dutch version of Netflix. And so, that all happened because of this simple, it's not as simple, but because of this model, right? The direct response thing is not as simple, but the first model that you could start with today pretty much is very simple, okay? So let's dive in a little bit more into that, besides just only unfolding this story. So let's dive a little bit more into that and how you can apply that for yourself. Because as I said in the beginning of the video, you can actually kind of subtract a few of the things that I did, right? To make it even simpler for yourself and get this started pretty much today. Because if you've been listening, right, and I respect you for actually still being in this video right now, because I know that, there's enough fucking little prank shorts that you could go watch, right, of dumb shit that can waste your time, but you're actually watching this shit, which is gonna help you severely. And so, if you've been watching this, you've probably been thinking like, oh shit, okay, so my man is first of all, showing his face online and creating content and speaking like this, and like, I don't even have a camera, or I couldn't do that. Or first of all, you can do it with your phone easily, right? But I'm telling you a couple of things that you can change if you wish. You could, first of all, you could do this without showing your face. You can actually do that, okay? In my program, I have a lot of examples of people that, actually do it without showing their face. Now, will you make less money than someone who does show their face? Yes, right? There's only some people out here capping so fucking hard, right? Like they'll say like, oh yeah, sometimes it's even better not to show. Look, obviously, usually by rule of thumb, right? The shit that people don't want to do is usually going to bring the most results, right? Like doing like sales meetings, or the stuff that, not in this business, right, but that I'm going to tell you about. But for example, in a marketing agency, people don't want to go cold call and like don't want to go to sales meetings. Well, that's obviously what's going to get the most results. Usually the thing that brings the most result is the most uncomfortable, okay? You can just take that as a rule of fucking thumb. Now, besides that, right, it's just like in the gym, right? The harder you push that bench, right, the more growth you're going to get, because the more damage you do to the muscle, the more they repair and rebuild stronger. Anyhow, enough of the analogies. So you don't actually have to show your face, right? You can also build a small digital mini brand in a niche that you like without showing your face. That's the first thing. The second thing is you don't actually have to hop on sales calls and stuff like that. There's ways to do it without it. That's the simplified process I'm going to share with you right now in this video as well, that I'm currently doing and my students are obviously doing. And then the third thing is the biggest thing. You don't actually need to have a product yourself. You don't need to have a program, a coaching, a course yourself if you don't want to. Because you can actually become an affiliate of another program, right? Whether that's, a business program or a fitness program, my program, anything, right? You can become an affiliate of it, and you can then just create a small digital brand with or without your face in that, niche, and then start promoting that program and just being in your captions or, at the end of your video, whether that's you speaking on the video or an AI voice or whatever, you can just say at the end of the video, like, hey, if you want more information on this, there's this free training that really helped me out that I linked in the description if you want to go ahead and check that out. And people will go check that out. And the other business that you are affiliating for will do all of the sales process. They will have all of the funnels. They will have the webinar, right? All of that stuff, the complicated stuff that I mentioned in the beginning of this process, they will already have that sorted the fuck out. And so this is a much more simplified process and version of what I initially did to make my first couple $1,000,000. Dollars. And so from there on, right, what are going to be the steps for you to actually start this today if you want to? Well, first of all, if you want like the full 2-hour training on this exact business model, you can actually click the link in the bio, click the link in the description of this video, and you'll be able to check that out. It's a 2-hour training where we show you the 3 steps to making this happen. I give you example pages. Okay, I give you, a whole bunch of tactics and strategies you can use for different situations, right? Depending on your niche, depending on if you want to show your face or not, etc. And I'll even give you like 50 done for you shorts, right? Like actual YouTube shorts that you can download and you can start posting right away. So you can start this without your face if you want to, right? In various niches. So if you want access to that, you can click the link in the description. But I do recommend that you finish watching this video because I'm going to give you some extra game here that's going to set a good precedent and fundament for that training as well. So with that being said, okay, the steps to actually make this happen, first of all, is to pick a niche, right? Because what you got to understand, guys, is that all you need to do to create a full-time online income or even like a crazy online income like nowadays is build attention and then monetize it in some type of way. So if we choose a certain niche, like for example, business, or maybe like motivation, self-development. We have a lot of clients doing that, right? Like posting like motivational speakers, that type of stuff. Or maybe it's health and fitness, right? Any of those things. And you can then start to build attention with or without your face, right? So posting other people's content or posting your own content, whatever you want. There's various processes for each and there's benefits for each. And then, but as I said, obviously, if you post yourself, then the conversions will be higher, even though the reach may be a little bit less. And so you build attention within that niche, okay? You build attention. Now you're getting like, let's give an example, even if you're getting let's say that you're doing shorts and you're getting 1,000 views on every short, and you're posting one every single day, right? So that's 30,000 views a day. Well, even if 1%, right, or 5% or something like that ends up converting to your affiliate program, you're still clocking in a full-time income, right? Or you could be if you're having a high ticket affiliate offer, right? So that brings us to, right, the attention part of it. Or actually, let's first start with the affiliate part of it, the product. Okay, so step 1 is the niche. Then step 2 is the monetization, because we want to set up the monetization before we actually go and start generating traffic, right? We want to have our setup for, hey, where are we going to send this traffic to monetize it first? So the monetization is number 1 already going to be, if you're doing social media, right? If you're getting views on social media, number 1 is going to be the amount of money that you get for the views that you create on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, though, is going to be your affiliate income or your own info product if you want to do that process, which is a lot more complex. For most beginners, it's going to be more easy to start off with doing an affiliate offer. And then once you really master the marketing, you can always add your own info product if you want to, right? So let's really focus on the affiliate offer now. So what you can do is you can go to clickbank.com, right, or any of these affiliate marketplaces, and you can select your niche and then find an affiliate offer that's highly priced that you can start promoting, right, by using a promotional link, and you just put that in the description, and then that's going to go straight into your bank account. I won't go into the exact technical details, but just assume that for now, right, like you sign up to a marketplace like that and it goes straight into your bank account. That's how that works. If someone clicks your promotional links, because it basically attaches cookies to that user, and then they can see it came from you, right? It's very simple like that. And then from there on, we have the monetization setup. Now there's more ways to monetize the attention that you've built in the niche, right? But let's go and focus on the main things right now, because what you'll usually find in your business, right, or in any concept of your life, is that there's an 80-20 principle, right? Like 80% of results usually come from 20% of the things that you do. So let's focus on that 20% rather than, split our focus too much. Now, from there on, what you're going to do is generate traffic, okay? Now, there's two types of traffic. I've told you that I've used both in my career. Right? I first started with organic traffic, like YouTube videos, Instagram posts, that type of stuff. And then I started with, doing paid traffic to my organic, right? To basically accelerate my organic. And then I started with doing paid to my, directly to the sale, which is very difficult. So we want to do it in the following process, the same that I used, right? So you want to start out with doing organic views on social media. Right, you want to start posting shorts. I recommend you do short form content first, right? Because it's much easier to get going and it's also much quicker. But actually you can monetize it also very well. Now, obviously I'm doing a long form video here to educate you guys, right? Because I can't crop all of this in a 60-second video, but I also do short form content, right? Especially on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, by the way, I have my personal account, which is @BoydHoek, but I have my business account, which is @BoydHoekBiz, okay? I'll link it all in the description. And you can also DM me if you have any further questions or anything else, right? You can feel free to follow me. There's more content on there too if you enjoy that. So go ahead and shoot me a follow there if you want to. Now, continuing on this point, right? The traffic. So all that you're going to do is within the niche that you've chosen, you're going to basically select and find 5 to 10 accounts that are doing really well with these short form content videos, right? So let's say that it's like self-development. You're going to find these like motivational accounts, right? Or, speaking accounts, or like, maybe it's men's self-development. Maybe it's like spirituality, whatever it is that you're into, right? You're going to find these accounts, and then you're going to just see what they're making, and you're going to make, right? You're going to remake that content for yourself. Now, how you can do that is there's various strategies, right? I'll give you a few ideas, but you can actually repost, right? You can use the reposting strategy to generate traffic. If you do that, you obviously always, every time, need to give appropriate credits to the original creator and the poster, right? So the channel that's posted, that you got it from, and the speaker in the actual video. You need to give those credits and also put, hey, DM for any other credits that need to be adjusted or whatever, or removal, right? And so from there on, that's a very easy way to get started. Now, additionally, what you can do is there's various ways to create simple, like short videos that are actually getting you a lot of traffic, which is just to, this is a different strategy, to literally use your phone and take a video, right, of the room or of yourself or whatever, and then put text in that video and put a cool music on it, right? And within that niche, you're going to have good headlines, right? So for example, one that I've really recently seen one of my clients do that worked really well was like, these manifestation secrets that feel illegal to know, right? A video of the ocean or something like that, right? Or a jungle, something like that. And then you don't even have to make it yourself. You can look it up, right, on YouTube, like jungle video or whatever, and then click shorts and then download it, right? And then from there on, you're literally gonna just put a very long caption, okay, that people are gonna read, right? People are gonna read that caption, and that video is gonna replay and replay and replay. And because it's replaying so many times, it's gonna get like 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x the views, because a replay on a social media platform is like one of the highest counting points in their point system. Social media platforms have a sort of a point system, right? If someone likes, it's like 1 point. If someone replays, it's like 4 points, right? If someone comments, it's like 2 points, if that makes sense, right? Because they want people to stay on the platform the longest. People who replay it obviously are staying longer because of your video, and that's going to get rewarded. So those are some easy ways to really get that organic traffic, right? And that can actually go quite quick if you're using that short form content, because that is boosted very fast, right? And if you're doing it on Instagram, you can even DM the people that are following you, or you can have a virtual assistant do that, right? Or you can even set up an automation that's very easy, right? We have a lot of our students do that type of stuff, where someone comments, or any time someone follows you, you can just send them a quick link, quick message like, hey brother, sorry you're into online business. Here's a training that really helped me out. If you want to check it out, here's a link, right? And that way you're going to send a lot of leads, right, into the funnel of the affiliate partner that you're working with. Now, if you're doing your own offer, then obviously, right, you're DMing with them, you're setting up calls with them, and you're sending them to your funnel, and then you're following up with them after that, right? All of that stuff. In the affiliate style, which is way more suitable for a beginner, you don't have to do any of that. Excuse me, guys, I've been drinking sparkling water. You really only have to focus on one thing, and that's the marketing, right? And that's basically just getting views on social media. Now, once you've got that strategy up and running a little bit, and you're getting some views, you don't need to get crazy views, but you need to get some views, because you need to know if your content is actually working, a bit. But you don't need to go fucking viral to make this work, right? If you get 1,000 views on every single video, but you're making content that is very specifically tailored to the audience that would want your affiliate program, and you're basically talking about the program and that type of stuff, you can actually make a full-time income online. You don't need to go viral, okay? But it's about really attracting the right audience, and basically having content that aligns with the offer, right, that you're pushing through to. Now, if you're not doing that, if you're just doing generic motivational content, that's fine, but then you're gonna have a higher view count, because the generic motivation is like a broader kind of audience, and then you're gonna push that through to the affiliate, and you're also gonna get paid for the views that you get on YouTube, etc., right? So there's various ways to go to Rome, as there always are, right? Now, then what you can do, right, if you've gotten that to get some views, you can start actually picking some of your best videos and just putting some money into it. It's basically boosting your posts, right? Now, I've obviously spent, what is it? Maybe 600 grand, something like that, on advertising, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, whatnot. So I'm an expert at advertising, I would say, right? However, the easiest place to start with advertising is to just literally do very simple boost posts, right? So you can boost some posts on Instagram. Now, there is some more strategy behind this of how to exactly do it to get the most results out of it, but this can just accelerate your progress, right? So you can boost your posts, right? And then basically you're just reinvesting like 10% or 20% of your earnings and boosting your account, so that you're going to accelerate your growth even more. Because you can grow super quick when you can basically put, a dollar in and get $2 out in a week or two, right? Which is, with this strategy, very, very viable, because you're not doing the direct response marketing where you're going direct to a sale, because that's very difficult to do, to be honest, right? It's quite difficult to do that. It's possible, and once you can do that, you can scale even harder. We're talking about like 100 grand a month, 150 grand a month, etc., which I was doing, right? But you can go even, it's just way easier to get it profitable by doing the strategy that I first used, right? Which was, promoting YouTube videos and then sending that back to your YouTube channel, or promoting Instagram posts and sending that back to your Instagram. So that is a very viable strategy. So level 1 is getting that organic strategy, right, to work, to get some views. And then level 2 is boosting those posts to your channel. And then level 3 will be to keep that running, and then grab some of the cash that you're making from those two things, and allocate a portion of your ad spend to advertising that goes straight to the sale, right? So straight to the landing page of the affiliate offer or whatever. And then obviously you're gonna have a bridge page, and you basically have a page between the affiliate offer and this, but those are some technicalities that will be actually covered more so in the training that has the link in the description, okay, if you want to check that out, because this is more of a high-level overview of like a business model and a simplified version of how I made my first millions, right, that you can use for yourself. So with that being said, okay, that simple 3-step process of picking a niche, okay, then figuring out your monetization strategy and then just getting traffic is an age-old, not as much age-old, but it's just a process that is so solidified, especially in the current day and age, because it taps into the attention economy, okay, and it taps into the education industry, which is a $385 billion industry growing year on year, where people just want to educate themselves from their computer from home rather than going out to a class or going out to college or whatever, right? They want to educate themselves directly from the source of the person, right, that they really want to learn from, that has actually gotten the result, okay? So with that being said, and on that note, if you want to learn more from me, then once again, you can click the link below. You can send me a DM on Instagram for the free class, or you can directly click the link, right, to actually go into the free class. Either or, it's up to you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Always here to help you. I try to respond to every single DM. So speak soon, and let's go crush it this year.